This empty chair represents the addict who died today, not knowing recovery was possible.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to this special evening tonight of The Empty Chair for the Addict That Didn't Make It. I have two amazing people with me on the show tonight who actually Phil was the original person and his beautiful bride of 25 years. So I'm so happy you two are here. And we have such a fun night coming up, a night of, talking about addiction, recovery, MVP ASAP, and then then we're going to get a little candid and get a little transparent tonight. So I think it's going to be awesome. But I just want to say welcome if you're out there listening. Tonight's show is dedicated to Jackie Zinvangna. Am I saying it right?
Yes, you are.
Zinvangna? Yes, I've been practicing.
Good for you.
She's absolutely beautiful. And this is Miss Jackie. She was born December 11th, 1988 to Jim and Anne Marie. And Jackie went to the Angels 6 years ago on October 18th, 2014. Jackie was 24 years ago. And we also are hosting, acknowledging Courtney Griffin. She was born July 25th, 1994. She was born to our MVP ASAP board member, Doug Griffin and Pamela Griffin. Courtney went to the Angels on September 29th, 2014, and she was 20 years old. These ladies are deeply missed by their parents, families, and friends. And this is why we do the show, for the addict that didn't make it. And so I always start with thanking our sponsors. So I want to thank Alternative Home Healthcare, the Circle of Hope, which meets on Monday night with these two folks right here. Cornerstone Services, they provide all your needs for both residential and commercial, electrical, cleaning, handyman, HVAC, plumbing, and heating. And also, the owner of the Cornerstone Services is a good friend of mine, Johnny Croto. I just want to give him a shout out because we had his ordination last night. So congratulations, Reverend Croto. And thank you for always supporting me. I also want to give a big shout out to Essex Companies. It's a family owned company that does flooring, quality flooring, that is. Cabinetry, no job is too small or too big for them. Big shout out to Essex County Outreach, Greater Lawrence Family Health Center, the Haven of Hope, Lawrence Methuen Community Coalition, Methuen Events. Thank you, Sid, for always supporting MVP ASAP. Also, big shout out to Title Boxing Club in North Andover, Mass, Top Sale Addiction. And as always, a big thank you to Costa Broadcasting and Lou for your dedication to MVP ASAP. We truly appreciate it. All our shows can be found on Google, iTunes, Spotify, and now our own YouTube channel for The Empty Chair. We're just moving on up, Phil.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, thanks to you.
You have. And, before we even start, I want to say a big hello to the Zinvangna and the Griffin family.
Yeah.
I mean, we go back a long way. Doug and I, in particular, we worked on a lot of things together.
Yeah.
And Fran and I used to spend some great Sunday nights down at the First Baptist Church when they had, what did they call it? Oh my God, I forget the name of what it was called.
They had a family meeting there?
Yeah.
Well, they had speakers and then at the holiday.
Yeah.
The first time I went was Christmas time.
Awesome.
It was beautiful.
Wow.
And
Wonder why they stopped.
Aaron started doing.
It was that
COVID.
one.
Yeah.
It was COVID.
I went to that one too.
Yeah,
did
And Aaron's church in Plastow. Yeah, Aaron and Wendy. What was it called?
I forget the name, but if you can believe
Can't
that.
remember
Something
either.
Friends.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Doug, what the hell was it?
I think they stopped because of COVID. I think
No, it was before that. No,
Yeah, I
Aaron,
know, 'cause I used to
Aaron
go
did
Aaron
there.
started doing a family group during the week.
Yeah.
I believe it was like that.
But Aaron was doing it on live up somewhere out somewhere in outdoors. So we did like
Yeah.
a Zoom.
Yeah.
Nice.
But we used to see Jim and Anne Marie and Pamela and Doug and a whole bunch of amazing people.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And I miss
They
those
did.
Sunday
They
nights.
did a lot of work.
They
both
really did.
both families did a lot of work.
And-
Anne Marie could just draw.
Yeah,
I mean,
Anne
her-
Marie has
her
done.
drawings were
Tonight
beautiful.
we're acknowledging their
Yeah.
angels. So
And
if
Anne
you're
Marie-
listening, we love you.
Anne Marie has done hundreds
Mm.
of
I know. I was looking at them
portraits,
today,
Yeah.
actually.
and they are just. I remember at one of our events down at the
Vogue when they all
we had
walked
them
across.
all
I
across the
know.
stage and like
We had
that.
the
Yeah.
family members bring them
So,
across.
yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty powerful.
Yeah, that was
one of my
powerful.
favorite events
Yep.
that we put on.
Yep.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're listening, and if tonight, if they're not, this is always recorded, and
Yeah,
they'll be seeing it.
They'll
So
hear it later.
I just want to talk about some upcoming events that are going on. Celebrate Recovery is a 12-step Christian-based program, and it meets weekly. Tuesdays at the Rock Church in Plastow, and Wednesdays on 60 Island Street, second floor, Lawrence, Mass. Also, the Movement Family, TMF, it's a weekly opportunity to feed the homeless in Lawrence. It's a great opportunity to be of service, whether you want to participate in the feeding, or if you would like to purchase the food, the dinner for that evening. They always are looking for donations. They're currently looking for donations for Halloween candy. I know next Wednesday is the last Wednesday they're collecting, because they're going to be getting the bags ready for everyone. So if you want more information on TMF, reach out to Michael Gorman. Also this weekend, there's a lot of events going on with Methuen. Like we rain, or, what does it say? Rain. When it pours, it rains.
When it
Saturday.
rains, when it rains,
Yeah,
it
because we have
pours.
so much. Like we go none, and then boom, everything.
So
So
this time of year is a lot. September,
hopefully-
fall's the
October.
best.
Yeah, hopefully things will be picking up now that COVID's starting to get into the rearview mirror.
We hope it's getting to the
Yeah,
rearview
we
mirror.
hope so.
Yes.
Right.
Saturday, October 23rd, Andover, Havel, Methuen Police Departments will be participating in the 21st DEA Take Back Day. Community members are encouraged to dispose of unused or expired prescription drugs from 10 to 2 at these police departments. Also on Saturday, you can meet and greet with Mayor Perry and Methuen's new police chief, Scott McNamara, from 12 to 2 at Bada Bing. Also on Saturday, we have Methuen Fall Fest at Gray Court from 12 to 3. There'll be games, music, and contests, costume contests. And there is a rain date for that event, which is October 30th. We also have something else on Saturday, Methuen Health Fair from 1 to 5 at Nicholson Stadium. Blood pressure screenings, flu shots, COVID vaccination, wellness group, food trucks, and more. And all these events can be found at the City of Methuen website. If you come to that one, please visit Phil, myself, Tom. We will all have tables there. So swing on by. And again, all that can be found at Methuen, City Methuen websites for more details. October is Domestic Violence Month. If you or someone you know is in need of help, you're not alone. So please reach out to the domestic hotline at 800-787-3224, and they will guide you with an action plan. Or if you are in immediate danger, please dial 911 and get yourself some help. If you need more information, you can always contact me at 978-701-7709. So I want to say thank you to everyone that reached out to me and acknowledged my 34 years of sobriety on October 16th. Whoop, whoop. Especially to all my family. Thank you. Especially my family and friends that came to my presentation this week at Top Sale Addiction Services. I am truly blessed and honored to have such amazing people in my life. So 34 years is a trip. So now on to these two folks. They don't need an introduction, as they are the staples in the city of Methuen. They are advocates to end addiction and decrease the stigma attached to it. They are the hosts of a family support group called the Circle of Hope. This is the former president of MVP ASAP and also the former host of this show, who is my mentor. They both mentor me, her with grace and dignity, and him how to do
With the
these
other
things.
stuff.
Yeah.
So,
all
ladies
the
and
other stuff.
gentlemen, enjoy an evening with me, Fran and Phil. And so welcome. How does it feel to be in these seats, kids? This was your
That was
seat.
yours.
Yeah, it was. And,
How does this feel?
I got to be honest. I've missed doing the show every now and again.
Yeah.
I do enjoy listening to you and the guests you've had.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate you continuing what is theoretically about a 10-year tradition
Amen.
now. You know.
Amen.
So and you believe it or not, I should be getting residuals on the MCTV. They're showing reruns, so
Nice.
so they
Yeah.
so every now and then on Tuesday I'll look in and I'll see what. I just saw the one with you not too long ago.
With the two girls from the Haven.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
That was
So
one
I
of my
mean,
favorites.
it kind of brings back nice memories on that,
Yeah.
and
We've
you
come a
know,
long way since then. It's been a while.
Right.
and
Yeah.
I gotta be, Fran was very concerned about the time I was spending on this,
Yeah.
not the empty chair, so to speak, but on MVP ASAP.
Yeah.
And I have no regrets. I mean, I put my heart and soul into that, and probably a little bit more time than I should have, because it did.
It consumed a lot of your time. Yeah. But I had to just sit back and wait, really. For
You got to go shopping.
I know. I can always find things to do. I don't need him to.
But
be
no,
home
I
with
hear
me.
you on the
But,
neglection piece.
yeah.
For sure.
So he had to do it on. I think when I stepped down, then you kind of lost interest.
I did a bit, yeah.
And then you stepped down shortly after that. But I didn't want it to be because I'm stepping down.
No.
He's the main guy. I
Right.
just sit here and say a few couple of words and I'm
Look,
good.
But it's nice when couples are together doing these
Yeah.
things. So
Yeah.
when you left, like that just totally shifted where he was going
Yeah.
with it
Yeah.
and how much time he wanted to invest in it.
Yeah.
Because
I
it's-
get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I have to say, I have to be honest and say, since you've stopped and he's not doing it,
Yeah.
you have taken over and you've gone crazy with it, and you've gone to places that we would never be able to go.
Yeah.
You're just more tech savvy. You're younger. You've got the energy and the passion, and
not that-
he's not worried about it.
No, and
That's
that was my biggest concern.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always going to do Circle of Hope, obviously.
Amen.
But MVP ASAP was my baby.
Right.
And we started with baby steps, and we took it about as far as I could take it.
Yeah.
And we tried handing it over to someone else, and I think we kind of lost a few steps. And as you remember, I approached you, and
Yeah.
and
it's
we had a
taken
nice
off, like,
talk. Me, you, Cheryl, Libby, and you bribed me and said you'd take precedent as long as I stayed on the board
That's
of directors.
Mhm. Yeah, which was good.
Which
Yeah,
was
I needed your guidance.
Yeah.
I needed you to show me this is
Of course,
something
it's
out of
something
my
new you've never done.
But
Right.
you have brought it up to a new level.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
obviously, I appreciate it because, like I said, this show,
Yeah.
MVP ASAP, put a lot into it over the years, and with a lot of great people like the Griffins and the Zanfagners and
Yeah.
Libby and all these
yeah.
other fine people that have lost their kids during this,
Yeah.
what is a continuing epidemic. So I'm feeling really, really good and satisfied and
Amen.
pleased with the.
And I'm very happy that
Yes,
he's
you are.
not involved like he was.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the difference it's made in our relationship and
Right.
just the way I feel
Yeah.
about him and in our lives
Less
together. I
stress.
mean, we're in our 70s. I
Yeah.
mean, who knows how long
You
we're going to
are?
be.
You guys are in your 70s?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on.
She hardly ever
What a
hits.
surprise.
She hardly ever hits me with the frying pan anymore.
Not anymore.
Nice.
No,
Hardly
I
at all.
don't.
Nice.
No, I hit him with a little fly swatter now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's very soft and
Yeah.
it's flimsy and flexible, so he doesn't even feel it.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
You're very
Yeah.
Well,
kind.
since I've got my hair cut, I kind of feel.
Yeah, did everyone notice his
Oh,
hair? Like,
I
let's
hope
just
so.
take a look at
Yeah.
his hair, and hopefully he won't do that again.
I
don't
agree
know.
with that. I agree. Ugh,
Mhm.
myself, but
So I'm
that's
glad
okay.
that you're bringing up the future of MVP ASAP
Yeah.
because I wanted to talk about that
Sure.
tonight because every year we relied on the earmark,
Yeah.
and this is the first year that we're not getting our 20,000,
Yeah.
and
and
that hurts.
And
It
what-
hurts.
What
Yeah.
it is we thought we had this big bump
yeah,
with title boxing,
yeah,
and plus the money we get from the show.
Yeah.
yeah,
But we figured, well, the 20,000 that takes care of our expenses,
Yes.
and we can do more
Mm.
scholarships
yes,
and so forth.
yeah,
So
exciting thinking about how
Yeah.
much more you could do. You know?
and yeah,
You
and
need
I
the
was,
money.
you know, and I'm more than upset. I'm mad
Yeah.
because my understanding is the reason that we lost the earmark was because of the complications with COVID. And I'm saying, well, wait a minute. You've been giving us statistics ever since COVID's been going on,
I've never
and
stopped.
overdoses have increased 30%.
Yeah.
You don't think we could use that 20 grand and then some?
Right.
Yeah.
And and this is something else that bothers me. I'm going to go on a rant now. So
Of
what the
course
hell?
you can.
What the hell? I see all these grants that go out.
Yep.
And basically what they do is they hire people. Someone needs a job, we hire you.
Yeah.
The money that MVPAs have got, and I want to remind everybody, I think the 7 years that we have been MVP ASAP, everything's been voluntary.
Yes.
When we say nonprofit, we're not kidding.
Right.
Every dime we get goes towards outreach, prevention, recovery, scholarships,
Events.
Done a lot of
Events.
scholarships
Yeah,
too,
absolutely.
which was
donations
wonderful.
to public safety
Yeah.
or to Michael Gorman and so
Yeah.
forth like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
So I mean, when you talk about what we do with
Yeah.
the small amount of money we get,
Yep.
I mean, nobody gets more bang for the buck than MVPA. So,
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Done a lot.
so what
Yeah.
I'm asking all of you out there is we're in for a tough year.
Yeah.
MVP ASAP,
Yeah.
and I know it in my heart, we've saved lives.
Amen.
And I know we've saved families grief and pain and fear.
Mhm.
Now I'm asking you guys to maybe try to help save MVP ASAP.
Amen.
We need some dough.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying everybody, well, it wouldn't be bad. I'm not saying everybody write a check and send it into us.
Why
But
not?
listen,
But you
That
can.
would be good.
But-
MVP ASAP 160
Yeah.
Merrimack Street, Methuen, Mass. 01844.
01844.
but just for example, I'm going to be at the event Saturday,
Yes.
and we're going to have a donation box that will specifically say
Scholarships.
MVP ASAP Scholarship Fund.
Correct.
We have put, I don't even know how many we put through scholarships
Yeah.
now.
And many.
And I'm going to say between 85 and 90% of them have been extremely successful.
Amen.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's an incredible amount.
Yeah.
And, you want to help us out? Maybe you know someone, a business, or maybe you know an organization,
Or maybe you own a business.
or maybe you own a business.
Yeah.
You want to help us out financially, be a sponsor on the show,
Yep.
maybe run a benefit or a fundraiser like
Yeah.
Like
Title
Title
Boxing did.
Yeah.
If you have a store or you frequent a store that they have a lot of customers come in, like on the weekends,
Mm.
allow us to set up a table out in front.
Yeah.
We'll not only give out information, but maybe we'll be able to, get some donation. We really do have to pick up the slack. I
Yeah.
spoke to Diane DeZoglio, Senator DeZoglio,
Yeah.
and, and she's crushed that
Yeah.
we got the money cut because she's the main reason we got it in the first place.
Correct.
But, she's hoping that next year we'll get that and more.
Yeah.
We can't wait till next year.
Correct.
We need some funds. I mean,
Right.
we have offices,
rent,
phones,
right.
and we have expenses, and none of the expenses are payroll.
Right.
What other business can say that?
I know.
Amen.
So if I sounds like I'm here begging, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I am. Any way you can help us financially, any way you can talk to somebody who can help us financially,
Yeah.
please.
Keep MVP ASAP afloat. We need you,
Yeah, we do.
And if we, over the past 10 years, have done anything to help you, help us.
Sure.
That's how it works.
I
And
mean, I know I've had people come up to me, and I know you've had people come up to you, and I know Fran's had calls and that thank us.
Yep.
thank us for saving their kid.
Yep.
Thank us for being there to listen. Thank them for coming over the house and chat.
Thank you for the events we
Thank you
have.
for the
yeah.
event.
Yeah.
And the free stuff that we give out there.
Exactly.
We gave
That costs
away an
money, too.
iPad. You
Yes,
know, we do
that's
raffles and
Yeah.
everything, you know, to
So-
draw people in. And
So, I mean,
Everything
Yeah.
costs money.
we
I know.
really would like to keep up the good work, and especially now again that COVID is kind of hopefully getting into the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
We are going to be out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Cole came up with the idea where we wanted to put on coffee hours or luncheons at various, organizations or
Organizations.
businesses. That takes money.
yeah.
But the people we see, the amount of people we see that we educate, that we give them the information, resources.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's
Yeah. Diane Caraccio and Kathy Mulligan and myself, we also applied for a $100,000 grant that we'll know in
Coming
November.
soon.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So in
it's-
November, I mean, we'll see. I'm praying.
yeah.
But if not, we really have to make some decisions
do.
with what we're going to do with MVP ASAP. I know one thing that we will keep going is this podcast because the company's already paid for their advertisement
Yeah.
and we guaranteed them and we're keeping our deal on that. So this will go until 2022 at least. So
Yeah, good.
yeah.
And-
So
And it's important that people, listen and find out what's going on and where we're going with it. I mean, I hope that, we can help in any way. I mean, of course,
yes.
Saturday didn't turn out to be what I expected. I was going to help, but I couldn't now.
Yeah.
But, we hope that we can help in any way we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we do a great fundraiser, and because we MVP ASAP is not for drinking or for drugs or anything, I'm looking for organizations to have the event and
Right.
donate the money, just like Tile Boxing gave
Yeah,
us over
that's
$6,000,
awesome.
That was
So you
amazing.
can have the event where we're raising money for this organization and they hand us the donation check. It's a win-win.
It's advertising for them too. I mean,
exactly.
Title Boxing, maybe
Exactly.
people
Well,
never
I know
heard
that-
of them before.
Now that we've lost that 20 grand, can you imagine if we didn't have the money Title Boxing gave us?
I know.
I know.
We would
I
be
know.
in the you
I
know
know.
what.
I know. So a big shout out to them again. Thank you very
Absolutely.
much, Pat,
Yeah.
for
Thank you,
organizing
thank you,
that.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So that we needed to talk about. And, we already started talking about the overdose deaths. There was 93,300, and I think that's 256 a day and 10 an hour,
Gosh.
and that's why we need to continue to have these conversations and
Yes,
to
we do.
continue to be on the front line with overdose and education and prevention. And, I wanted to use some of the money in the past. MVP ASAP gave out Narcan. Like these are the
Yes,
things that
that's
we're not
right.
able
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
I was able to do a training with individuals, bring in
Yeah.
a mannequin and allow them to
Sure.
use the
To use it,
expired
yeah.
Narcan so that they're comfortable
learn-
spraying.
yeah.
They're
Because
actually doing it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Some
Because
people
doing,
get nervous.
you know,
Of course.
when you're not in the situation,
Yeah.
It's a whole lot
And,
different than
yeah.
when you're in the
Yeah.
to
situation.
actually, they've made it as easy as possible, but
Yeah.
to actually do it is another thing.
Right.
You're right.
Especially if it's your loved one that you're trying to save.
Yeah.
That's, you know, you talk about anxiety.
And I would like to publicly thank Mayor, City Council, new Chief of Police
Yeah.
for keeping CARES under the direction of the
Thank
Methuen
you.
Police Department,
Thank you.
where they have done so much good.
Yeah.
And it is my hope
Yeah.
that the powers above will hopefully go out and get some grants specifically for CARES.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had an amazing, we met with Chelsea Police Department today, which they initiated this group called the Hub. And it's just all different stakeholders that come together, and it's just really powerful to see what the police departments have actually done by having civilians in there that are in recovery and that know how to talk to individuals that are in need of services. So, yeah, no, I thank them too
Yeah.
in my prayers. I haven't done it publicly.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, Methuen Police,
Yep.
to me, was the first.
One of the first, yeah.
They were. Gloucester
They were
was
the
first.
first
We
to
were-
Gloucester,
really
and then
embrace
Methuen.
it.
Gloucester was first for no arrest.
Right.
Methuen tailored it toward their
They
own,
took
and
it,
Joe
yeah.
Solomon was like, "We got to arrest
Again.
him. That
Yeah.
looks
Methuen
Dumb.
took it a couple of
Yeah.
steps above. And,
Well,
Yeah.
you know, these officers also needed to be trained.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I
a
agree.
different world
I
than
agree.
what it used to be, and everybody has the idea if you're a drug addict, you're a loser,
Right.
and it's not that way anymore because there's so
No.
many people that are hurting
No.
and are having problems with drugs. So we have to help everybody. You know, we can't look
Absolutely.
at it that it's
Yeah.
that we can't continue this problem. It's just too many people are dying.
Right. Absolutely. And I do have to say the men and women that I work with, they're amazing.
Okay.
The way that they treat individuals, the way that they speak to them.
Yeah, that makes
I
a
could-
big
So it's a
difference.
huge difference.
and
It
it's a
is.
huge
Right.
change.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, I know we didn't get a lot of good press,
Yeah.
but the previous chief,
Yeah.
Joe Solomon,
Yeah.
is the one that brought this to the forefront.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
did.
he's the one that started
Yeah.
treating addicts
Yep.
not like criminals.
Yeah.
I know.
So
I
I mean,
think they all did go through training on that,
and
just
so
to
no matter
learn
what,
how.
no matter
to
how
treat
you
people.
no matter how you felt about him,
Yeah.
this is basically his baby that started.
I
Yeah.
agree.
And I think, you know, I know, like I say, I know he's got a lot of negative things going against him,
Yeah.
but this part of his legacy is something he can be proud of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you for that. Thank you for that plug. I appreciate it. So
Anytime.
You're quite welcome.
yeah, so
And
we
well deserved.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And yeah, we actually have city councilors on our board meeting for
We do.
MVPA
Yeah,
SAP
we have a
too,
couple
you know?
of
Yeah.
board of directors.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Right,
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to know what's going on too.
They
And
do.
it's great that
You know?
they're willing to do it. You know, everybody's busy, have busy lives.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
And we, you know, in the last almost 2 years now, it's been tough on us. We haven't been able to do the things we'd like to do, the
Yeah.
in-person things.
Yeah.
You know, it's been COVID.
Especially we lost our contact at the high school. Have you gone over there? Not Methuen.
I've called,
the Volk.
but I got to get on it again.
And
Oh,
there's two.
what do
Guess
you
who
mean?
works there?
Well, the
Soap
two-
got a job as a social worker
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
Volk.
Lawrence?
Yeah.
No, the
In
Great
Lawrence,
Lawrence.
yeah.
Yeah, there used to be Liz Bennett,
Yeah.
and then there was Liz Friedman.
Yeah.
And
They were
yeah,
the
and
biggest
unfortunately-
supporters of us
Yeah,
and
they
whatever
were.
they could do. Yeah. So we
Uh,
lost that connection. So
Yeah.
that was your homework.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And
Alright,
you
so
want to know
big
something?
F.
Yeah, I got a big F.
I've had a few.
I got a
of
big
those.
F you.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I don't have F's. I
I
just have F's.
I will reach out to them because the funny thing is, the Chris Sear, the baseball coach over there,
Yep.
he approached me just about a week or two ago and started asking me if anything was going to start happening.
Yeah.
So, and I promised him I would, and there's another freaking promise I broke. So what the
Right.
hell?
It's another F.
Yeah, another F.
And I don't know anything
Right.
because he doesn't talk to me about any of this anymore.
Because he usually forgets.
Yeah.
Until I remind him again. That's
yeah.
why.
Well, I forget too.
Yes.
I'll
Oh, me
blame
too.
mine on the chemo
That's why
drug.
everyone loves to tell me their problems
Yeah.
because it makes them feel so amazing, and I forget everything. So I'm not
so you
telling
won't tell
anyone.
anyone. Yeah. So we can
Mhm.
trust you then.
Absolutely.
But
So-
I give you my word.
Oh.
Next week I will
Got this
reach
on.
out to.
People are listening to
Oh,
he
yeah.
gave
Yeah,
you
I
his
know.
word.
I promise
Absolutely.
next week I'll reach out to Great Lawrence.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Speaking of people, if anyone wants to call in tonight, make sure you give us a holler at 978-659-0072. You can ask us questions or make any comments or suggestions to us on the things we're trying to achieve of keeping MVP ASAP rolling. So we're going to get ready for a quick break. And when we come back, we're really going to get intimate and candid about recovery because I think it's time that Phil steps up.
I've got a secret.
I think it's time Phil steps up to the plate and shares a little bit about himself with everyone out there. So hold your seats and we'll be right back after this short, brief message.
Hi there. My name's Phil Lahey, and I do the Empty Chair show here. And as much as Fran and I have enjoyed doing this show, our real passion is with where it all began, the Circle of Hope, my support group for the families of addicts. I learned a long time ago that dealing with an active addict is just too difficult. So we invite you to join our group, the Circle of Hope. Give me a call, 978-886-2949, and you'll see our banner on the show anyway. And give me a call, find out what it's all about. You know, if you don't think you're ready to sit into a group, Fran and I always invite people over to the house, and we sit down, have a one-on-one, and we talk about a plan you'll have to set up, how to deal with someone in active addiction, or just give you a chance to vent. So, I mean, if you or someone you know has dealing with someone in active addiction, reach out, give a call, take the first step. I promise you that it won't make it easier, but once you understand what it's all about, you'll be able to deal with it a little bit better. So again, 978-886-2949. Just ask for Phil. I'm always available 24/7. Thanks, and we'll see you on the empty chair. Bye-bye.
Well, welcome back after that little break there. And there's some questions that we saw going. So Paula Sousa, you're asking if we would be willing to bring some knowledge to a little town in New Hampshire. The answer is absolutely yes. So you can reach out to us either on Facebook. You can reach out to us on the phone. So whatever, if you want to have a conversation in regards to what that looks like and what you're thinking of, but my answer is always yes. So, and I'm sure theirs would be too. So thank you for writing in. And yeah, I'm really psyched about that. So as I was telling you all at the beginning of the show, I received my 34th Sobriety Medallion. Actually, I brought them. So I got Rosie.
You named them?
Wow.
Holding the big 3-4.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Nice.
And then I got my 34 from my CA group. You know, I wanted to give a plug out to that and to my friend Caroline, who encouraged me and a few other people to join her in starting a movie meeting. We have an amazing meeting on Tuesday evenings. It's Cocaine Anonymous, 6:30 to 7:30 in Andover at Top Sale Addiction. And would love to have you there. And so wanted to say that before I forgot. But speaking of, isn't that
That's
cool?
Yeah.
That is cool.
Right on your
So-
arm, it's written strength.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Good.
So not only did I have an anniversary, but I think someone in this room might be coming up on an anniversary. And this is the first time we're going to be talking about it.
Yeah.
So I just want to what do you want to say to us, brother?
Yeah, brother.
In
Come on.
2 days I will have 1 year clean and sober.
Woohoo!
And you know, I think one of the main reasons that I wanted to speak out tonight was I think I'm an example of, I guess you might call your typical alcoholic, the one who never thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
I could go months without
You were a
drinking.
binge drinker.
Yeah,
Really?
and you know, and I went that way for a lot of years. I mean, I never hurt no one. You know, I mean, I would drink,
Yeah.
and each day drink a little more, and then she'd get on me, and I would stop
Yeah.
for months.
Months. It
Yeah.
could be months.
Yeah.
But what was your personality like during those months? Were you
You want to know the truth?
a bear?
No.
Like
No,
that?
no,
No?
no, I wasn't like that.
Okay.
He was sloppy.
Yeah.
Sloppy.
Thanks
and
for that.
Not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, just couldn't depend on him for
And
anything.
never once did you let it out like any of this, like
Oh,
no one
No,
knew.
she used to be on me.
Well, I'd be on him
But
for
the
quite
outside
a few years, but I
world?
never said
No,
anything.
no, because
Thought
I
it was his
guess,
story to tell.
yeah,
It was your story
I
to tell.
guess, you know, I mean, I guess I was more what you would call. I used to drink alone a lot,
Yeah.
you know, and for the most part, you know, I mean, I'm 73. pretty much controlled it for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't like the term functioning alcoholic, but if there's such a thing, I guess that was me for, some years. But I think the first year of COVID, where there was no work to go to, and I'd sit out in
It
the
started
driveway
to
with
progress. Yeah,
Huh?
your drinking definitely
Oh,
progressed
yeah.
during that.
And
Right.
I'd tell Fran, you got errands for me to run? And I'd
You'd
go
wanna
out,
go
and my
out.
first errand would be the package store.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'd get home, and she said, "You been drinking?" I said, "Well, I had a couple."
A lot of times you said no.
Yeah.
And I'd say, I feel like I can smell it on you.
Right.
No, I'm not drinking. So I just let it go because he wasn't wasted, but
Yeah.
I know he had a couple,
Yeah.
at least a couple.
Yeah.
It was always, I only had two.
Yeah.
Two like this big.
Well, the
you know?
alcoholic's favorite number is 2. We
Yeah,
always
exactly.
say 2.
Everything
we
was
don't say
2.
it's
Well,
2
see,
fifths,
And I would check in the
cases.
trash.
see,
and
I
there'd be
wasn't
a lot
lying.
more than 2.
I'd go and I'd get 2 24-ounce cans.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
And
But the whole drinking thing. I mean, when we first met, he was a drink. You were a drinker.
Yeah.
I mean, but not. I mean, we'd go out when we were single. We'd go to dances. We'd have a few drinks, both of us,
Yeah.
and then dance all night and have fun.
Yeah.
And so, but once we got married, then it was like once in a while, and he knew how I felt about it. I despise drinking. I really do.
Yeah.
I have it in my family. My dad, my daughter, she's been clean 2 years. I'm so proud of her.
Amen. Yes.
Also, this
Woohoo!
Yeah.
October's a good month.
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Very proud of her.
My dad was a big heavy drinker, but he was a kind man. He was
Mhm.
not a nasty guy. He wasn't, he was just, he got to the point where he had to drink or else he would have had the DTs.
Mhm.
So, I was used to that, but with Phil, I would say, I really, the next day, I wouldn't say it during that night because I know that would get you nowhere. But the next day I'd complain about it and say, you were so drunk last night. And you can't be doing that, especially now where he was so involved in the addiction, piece of this whole, I mean, he started so many of the things and he's the guy, everybody knows Phil Lahey from Methuen to be the guy about addiction. And I said, look at what you're doing. People don't realize, that you're in it yourself and you can't see that. And he would, yeah. If I was, when I was angry, and most times I was angry.
Yeah.
And there was a time when I broke my ankle and the day I came home from the hospital, he came and picked me up at the hospital and brought me home. And then he went to do errands. He come back and he was so drunk and I couldn't move. I was in so much pain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the pain was worse than my lung surgery, I have to admit.
Yeah.
And I was that almost made me want to just leave. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do this. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And I never told you that, but that was a big game changer for me at that time. And then I thought, I can't jump to conclusions. I have to wait because I need him. I depended on him.
Yeah.
And especially coming home the first day, I couldn't do anything on my own. I could barely walk, with the walker. But I got over that. And I have to say, during my time with cancer, you were wonderful.
Amen.
Wonderful.
Amen.
There was never a time. Well, okay. Guess that's not true. But for the most part, there was never a time that you really disappointed me or wasn't there to help me. So, I mean, with my ankle, I was afraid. Honestly, I was afraid, what if I needed something?
Yeah.
And my daughter couldn't come over because I had talked to her.
Yeah.
And, but he was great during the surgeries. He was scared, I think. And that's why he was just there for me until the last surgery. And this is what kind of brought everything to a head. We had, shortly after my surgery, we had friends over, and you were really, really.
No, it wasn't shortly after the surgery.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was, honey. It was in October.
So here comes the first fight.
Yeah, you want to see this publicly? No, because you stopped in
I'm
October.
sorry. Yes.
So
yes,
it was.
Yes, yeah. No, you're right. I'm thinking the year before when it was COVID time. That's when I kind of picked it up.
Yeah.
But okay. Yep. You're right. Yep.
No, so my girlfriend and her husband were coming over, and we were just going to have pizza because I wasn't in any shape to cook. I was still recovering from surgery. So, but by the time they got there, he was already drunk. And then we were going to go get the pizza, and he went and got the pizza, and he was driving drunk. And when he come home, you were a little obnoxious. Sorry, people, but it was really embarrassing, even though they were good friends. And it's the first time I actually spoke up in front of anybody and was so angry. And I said, please stop. And he wouldn't. He didn't. He kept going that night. And so the next day I had a talk, and that was the talk where I wasn't yelling or angry, or I was just talking like, do you realize what's going on? Do you realize what's happening to you? Things are progressing and it's getting out of control. And a little while later, you said to me, you're right.
Yep.
It finally sunk in, like in his position, with the addiction.
Was it that talk that did it? Was it when she needed you when she had that surgery and you weren't able to be there? Was it that?
What it was is,
He was
like
ready
I
to hear
said,
it.
that whole year prior to that, I was drinking every single day.
Yeah.
I didn't miss a day.
So you both have children in recovery. Did any of your kids know?
Well, I think my daughter and
knew.
my
Your daughter
daughter-in-law
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they never once said anything to you?
Uh,
Hi, Allison from the Tribune.
Victoria did.
We would talk about it,
Yeah,
the three of
Victoria,
us.
yeah.
Colleen and Victoria.
But during that year, I mean, I'd sit out in the driveway and I'd put my Mike's lemonade in a Yeti and
Yeah.
ice.
Nobody knew what was in it.
Yeah. And that's what I did that for almost a whole year. And every, the progression of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I never stopped for a whole year.
Hmm.
And I knew it was getting worse, but I still didn't. But that one night there, and when she talked to me the next day.
Yeah, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't angry.
Yeah.
It
There was
just
no
talking.
confrontation. It was just, it was just a talk. Basically, her kind of telling me that, what I was doing was, not only bothering her, but it was going to ruin our marriage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I said that day, I said, okay. And I wasn't sure if I meant it.
Yeah.
But I think I kind of did. And as the days went by, I substituted my Mike's lemonade with
Ice cream.
No, not yet. No, I went with
that was always in the picture.
whole salsa orange or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd pretend it was something that I actually
enjoyed.
And by the way, there was a lot of ice cream and cake and stuff like that. Yeah,
because it's the sweet that you need during your
but
fast.
it's but you want to know something? The last year of my life, when I put in that I've just enjoyed the last year of my life, and I remember looking at people in recovery and how good they felt about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to say, with my daughter, and with you and Victoria and Laurie and everybody that was in recovery, I'm saying, oh boy, I envy the way they feel.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know the feeling.
Yeah,
well, you're proud of yourself.
No, it's not just that. It's just that I really finally realized I can function better without alcohol than with.
Amen.
And I always thought I needed a little booster shot.
Yeah.
By the way, I do need a booster shot. I'm going to get one. But that's not the shot I was talking about.
Booster shot.
But I'm very happy. And again, there's a lot of people who have a drinking problem, similar to me, who think that they have it under control, they can manage it. And a lot of them can, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
But I just want people to realize that alcoholics come in all shapes, sizes,
And ages, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you want to know something? If you get to the point, like it did with me, where you can't manage it, give it a shot. You're gonna find
Were you
out.
craving it like when you stopped? Like give me like your first 30 days. Because I remember when you told me, and I was like, okay.
I know. I think I had such a mindset that I never really had it. I think the only time I'd have a little craving is when I went out for an errand.
Yeah.
Because that was
Because the way your brain
yeah.
was wired.
You know,
Yeah, so
driving
yeah,
by
right.
that package store was a
Yeah.
little tough. You know, the thing had almost turned by itself.
Right. No, I tell you.
But no, in all honesty, and I'm grateful that I've never had these uncontrollable urges like I know a lot of people have.
Yep.
And obviously I'm grateful for that. But it's just that I don't get mad anymore.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
And well, let me put it this way. Yeah, I get mad, but I don't go crazy.
You don't
Do you remember when you got mad at me and didn't talk to me for a long time?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You do remember
I
that?
remember
do.
that.
Yeah, you couldn't even talk to me.
No, no.
Yeah, no, I wasn't angry at you though.
No.
I know.
No,
But
wasn't.
Stop it.
I used to get mad.
Yeah.
And now I still get mad,
Yeah.
but I get mad under control.
Yeah.
Like losing the 30,000 when
Yep.
they were going to mess around with cares.
Yep.
I get mad, but I don't go out of control.
Right.
I kind of try to do something without being too much of a nut job.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
What do your kids think? What do your
They're
daughters?
very proud of him.
Yeah.
Right?
Very, very proud of him.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of him to do it. I mean, and I ask him every now and then, you okay? You
Right.
think maybe you need a meeting at all? Nope. He's doing, he still does a lot of work in the field. So
Yeah.
he feels like he's getting,
well, and
enough help.
And I am. I mean, I actually, I think it's helped me when I get the phone calls from those in early recovery or the parents or whatever
Yeah.
like that. I'm looking at it from both ends again.
Amen.
Yeah. And I'm saying, I can, especially those, we have many in our group, and alcohol's the big thing again.
Yeah, it
well,
seems to
that
be
went
it's-
skyrocketed during COVID.
Yeah.
And it's funny that everyone's at the vodka.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
That's how
And
it
boom, there.
goes from
Yeah.
like beer maybe, and then it ends up
There it
vodka.
is.
You weren't at vodka yet, but
No.
but
But
you
I
could
used-
have been if
I
you
used
kept
to,
it up.
her friend used to like Kahlua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she'd come over the house. She'd only have one drink.
Yeah, she wasn't.
So
she's
Fran-
like me. We don't.
Fran
we
would
don't really
say,
drink much.
well, Nancy's coming over, get a bottle of Kahlua. So really all I had to do was get that. No, I got this.
Of course.
All right. So
He ended up loving Kahlua too, and every time she'd
Well-
come over, we'd have to buy a new bottle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
he
what
drank it all.
I was doing, I put a little cream in, put a little vanilla ice cream in. So that's really
See,
not drinking.
That's
See,
not
that's
a drink.
dessert.
Yeah, that's not an alcoholic. That's a
Yeah.
dessert person
Yeah.
looking for some.
Well, that's why
sweets.
I figured Mike's lemonade. Well, that's a girly drink. And
Yeah.
well, then they came out with Mike's Harder lemonade.
But you can't drink. You really can't hold it,
Right.
because he doesn't drink all the time.
No.
Right.
So when he would go, months and drink,
Yeah.
he would get drunk or feeling good like right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
And I mean, since this year, I have been so happy between, him being sober, and I if I go away with the girls or something before,
Oh, that's
I would
when-
be
That's when I
worried.
used to have fun.
I would be
I'm
so
sure.
worried because he'd go out and buy, booze. He'd go out and buy fried chicken and donuts and
Mhm.
chips and all these bad, things for him.
Mhm.
And he would celebrate while I was gone,
Yeah.
Right.
But and then he gets so drunk he wouldn't take. You remember the dog? Like, did you feed the dog?
Mhm.
So I almost worried. I mean, I did worry all the time when I would go once I realized what was happening. But now I don't have to worry because I know he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know?
And let's face it, another thing, obviously that's made a good year for me personally.
Mhm.
But she's been cancer free for a year. Too.
Amen.
So, I mean,
Woo!
Well, it's been a year.
been
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah,
Been a
that's
year.
been, yeah.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
over a year. But
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, we did that. And this year, you know, we did not like we were world travelers, but we took about 3 or 4 vacations, you know,
You just got back
2,
from
3
one.
Yeah.
come back from
Yeah, it was
Florida
great.
Yeah.
with the bubble room.
Yes, I saw this.
Yep.
hmm And
And,
the picture that I used to advertise you was in the
Yeah,
town
that
of
was
love.
the town
Yes.
club in the bubble room.
and you know, at our age, we're doing pretty good.
I think I'm the happiest I have
Yeah.
been in our marriage.
That is so
Right
awesome.
Yeah, 1 out of
Yep.
25. That's not bad.
Yeah.
1 out of 1 out of 25
That's not
years.
bad.
Yeah.
If I live
But-
to 100,
but
we might even it off. I
You know,
don't
the
know.
funny thing is while it's happening, you know, you think you're handling it, you know, because I mean, you're handling it because you're upset, so you obviously voice that, and then nothing happens, nothing changes, and then but he's not drinking now,
Yeah.
you know. So I mean, if he continued to drink every day, you know, I don't even think I'd still be with him, to be
Right.
honest.
But you want to know another thing that
But-
really kind of put the seed in me was your daughter.
Oh, because
Because
she was doing
I
it,
talked to her a couple of times on the phone
Yeah.
about her problem.
Yeah.
And,
which you helped get her
yes.
going. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you.
And you know, then I started to realize I'm the same kind of drunk she is.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So it was like being a mirror
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
You say no, he wasn't.
Sure it was.
Well, in what way? Maybe I don't know. What do you mean?
You know, I mean, sneaking the drinks and
Oh yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But
that's
amount,
that happens,
yeah.
you know, with
Yeah.
everybody. I think eventually,
Yeah.
if they have somebody that's making it difficult for them to do what they want.
and not, you know, she never thought she really had a problem.
No,
I never
she
thought
didn't.
I had a problem.
Right.
She thought she could stop at any time, but
And-
she found out she couldn't.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean,
So she's
you know,
doing great.
the last year I'm very pleased. I'm very happy, and I think that it's more knowledge that I really believe I can pass along
I
to all
agree.
those I work with.
I agree.
Mm.
So
I
I'm-
really do.
so
Yeah.
I feel
And
I'm so
you
glad.
two looks younger now. And you know what it is? It's you don't have stress because
Yeah, they're
you're
really-
not stressed. Like
no.
you look
Yeah.
so young
Yeah.
and vibrant.
Oh, I'm
and
only
you-
39
your
plus.
I know you.
Tax.
Even your skin coloring
Yeah.
and everything. You know.
I
So
thought it was a haircut that made me look young.
yeah.
I
Well,
don't
go back
think
to
it
the
is,
haircut.
honey.
Yeah. So does our group know? Does the Circle of Hope
Yeah.
know?
Yes.
Thank
you.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, that's the first place that they're my home group basically. So that's the
Yeah.
first one that I confessed to. Coming here was difficult for me.
Yeah.
I am shocked at the whole thing actually, because I didn't even expect that he was going to come out at the group.
Mm.
But it was on Zoom when we were having Zoom meetings that
Yep.
you came out.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, it
And
was
I
right.
didn't know, and he didn't plan it.
I
It
didn't
just
know either.
was the subject was talking. We were
I've
talking
never
about,
planned anything I've
Yeah,
said in
and-
my life.
and
Right.
it was just the way the night flowed, you know, on camera. And then all of a sudden he come out with it, and I was like, wow.
But
I
I
very
felt
proud of him to do
I
that.
felt it was important to do it on this show. You know, to prove the old adage, it can happen to anyone.
Amen.
Yeah.
Even those who fight tooth and nail to prevent it.
Yeah.
And it happens, you know, it gets out of control before you even realize it's
Yeah.
out of control.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know that it's happening until other people see your behavior or the dysfunction or the self-destructive behavior that you're creating for yourself.
Yeah.
Then they notice it more than you notice it.
Yeah.
You know, and really, when you just said earlier about why didn't I talk to anybody about it, I never really thought about that until you just asked me, and I didn't talk to anyone because of his position
Right.
in the city, you know,
Right.
and surrounding
Yeah.
areas and stuff, and I didn't want to cause him any embarrassment.
Now she has a megaphone from the top of the driveway and say, hey,
Hey, did you know
Phil's
that
in
Bill
recovery.
Lahey from Methuen is in recovery?
Amen.
So I think that prevented a lot of it.
Yeah.
And the same with Laurie. Laurie didn't want me to talk about it, didn't want
Yeah.
me to tell anybody because she was embarrassed, in the family. And finally I got to the point where I couldn't no longer talk about it. I brought it to Colleen and Victoria, attention, and I was crying and so worried about her. And once she knew, Colleen and Victoria knew, she was ready to
Yeah.
get on board.
Yeah.
When you
Amen.
called, and she,
Yeah.
I didn't think she'd ever do it. I
Amen.
just didn't.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
face it, it's not something you really do by yourself.
Yeah.
You got to have.
Well, she did have help. She
A
had
lot of
all
help.
those women that you introduced
Mhm.
that circle to.
Yeah.
She still connected with them all,
Yeah.
and they're all great. She
They're
likes every
amazing
one
women,
of them.
yes.
Yeah, and she goes to meetings and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So she's working on her steps.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a daughter, a daughter-in-law, and a stepdaughter that are all in successful recovery.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I'm the one with the least amount of time.
And
You
that's
were
okay.
watching them. I
Yeah.
can remember
I
one
took
night.
care of them before I took care of myself.
I can remember one night when we were on the show, and my daughter called in.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
just cheer us on or say how great we are or whatever it was. I don't remember what she said because the whole time I knew she was drinking, and I was like, oh my God, is she gonna sound like does everybody know she's drunk? I'm gonna die,
Yeah.
that they're gonna know. And now I'm like, I asked her tonight before I came here. I said, is it okay if I mention you at all? And she said, yep, go right ahead.
Yeah.
And before she would have died if I told
Right.
anybody. But that's how she got started,
Yeah.
by telling somebody,
Yeah, exactly.
But that night, I'll never forget that night. Oh my gosh, I could tell she was drunk.
Funny. I just want to see if there's anyone that we should be looking at. And we lost our
Who the hell is that guy?
I don't know. He has
hold
hair.
on. There we are. It's
He
right
has
behind
hair,
the
honey.
chair.
He has hair.
He has
does?
hair.
All right.
I used to have
There
hair.
we are.
Yeah,
I used to have hair.
you did.
Is
No,
this
you
us?
don't. It'll go back.
All right, there we are. Hi, sorry about that, folks. We just wanted to see if there was any comments that we needed to talk to about. So hopefully the videos are not freezing. And Judy Monroe is eating her ice cream now. And
Oh,
thank
you stinker.
Thank you for sharing in your honesty. Joanne Simone is giving you the praying hands, and Heather said,
Oh, our
"Hi,
girl
guys."
Heather. Hi, Heather.
Yeah, Judy's eating her ice cream. Joanne Simone. So.
Oh,
Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, Heather, you might have missed what he was talking about. And hey, Kathy Brian, I love you with all my heart. And she's under Peter Donato's name. That's my best friend. One of my best friends.
Yeah.
She's
You've
been
got
my friend
many.
since first grade. Yes,
Oh wow,
yes,
a long
and-
time best friend.
Yes, and she's in recovery, and she's a miracle.
Oh, wonderful.
But yeah, Heather, if you're just turning in, you might have missed the disclosure of Phil Lahey, who will have a
but
year.
I got my clothes back on now. so
Yes,
you
he
did-
will have a year sober. Is it the 24th or 25th?
In 2 days.
The 28th or the 27th.
Today's the 21st,
Oh,
I'm
23rd,
sorry, 24th.
24th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Laurie's the 20. No, Laurie's the
October 24th,
Yeah,
2020, in the middle of a pandemic,
yeah,
you get sober.
yeah.
I know.
That's huge.
That
You
is
know,
huge.
the pandemic turned me into a bigger alcoholic than I was.
You and
but
many
the
other
realized,
The
people.
Yeah.
pandemic
Yeah.
also got me out of it, I think.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
But it's been a good year, and I'm looking forward to even better times
Yeah,
with this
right?
young lady
With
here.
this one over here.
Yeah, I know. And we last week we wished you folks a happy 25th
Yes.
wedding anniversary,
Thank
and
you. Yeah.
may God continue to just bless you both on
Yeah.
this journey together
Maybe
and
we should just,
sobriety and
maybe you should be
recovery.
just, maybe you should just be a happy 1 year anniversary. I just found out the first 24 years went down the tube apparently.
No,
No.
no,
No, they didn't go down the
No.
tube.
So
No, actually,
I'm
we,
still
we
here. I'm still here.
yeah,
Yeah.
for the
Whether
most
you want
part,
me to be or not.
yeah, for
Right.
the most part, we've had a good life.
Amen.
And God willing, there'll be many more years for us
Yeah.
to
Hope so.
enjoy each
Absolutely.
other.
Just enjoy every minute you can.
Yeah.
right.
You have to,
All
or
right.
you'll be miserable.
So if you do have a problem,
Yes.
drinking, drugging, whatever,
Reach out.
yeah, reach out because
Yes.
you want to know something. I didn't think it could be this good,
Mhm.
and it is.
Amen. Amen. And on
Great.
that, I just want to thank you both for coming and being candid this evening. And I know you said some people knew, and now you just let our fan base listen. And that's a huge, powerful example. So
Yeah.
it's bad juju to receive a coin before the 24th, so you don't have one tonight. And I'm an old school, you know, I saw
Go
someone
by.
celebrating their anniversary before it
Beforehand.
happened. And I was like, yeah, I don't teach people that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how we were
I
raised.
think
It's like a groom, the groom to be, you know, seeing his wife to be in her wedding gown beforehand.
Yeah.
You know, for
Yeah.
my 1 year anniversary, it wouldn't be bad to get a nice ice cream cake from Piero's.
That's right. That's right. They had red velvet
No,
cake
red
for
velvet.
me
Oh my
at
God.
my anniversary from
really?
Piero's.
Piero's? They
It
get
was
the
to
best.
die for.
Yeah,
Fran
they
so.
got
have
me
it.
a birthday cake from Piero's. You know, Piero's, we're
We
giving you a
love
little
Piero's.
free
Yeah, that's
advertisement
right,
here.
Piero's.
You got the best
He
cakes.
bought me an ice cream cake that was out of this world.
Yeah, it was
Nice.
very good.
Yeah.
He loves
Oh,
ice
it was
cream.
awesome.
No, I could never tell.
Yeah.
He talks about it all the time. But so we're wrapping up the show tonight. Thank you again to all our sponsors. Thank you both for being here, for being transparent, for showing individuals that recovery is real. My next time on the show will be November 4th, and it will be with my friend, if I can speak right, Ed Chio. And he is from Florida, and he is a man in long-term recovery. He's a life coach, and he's making a positive difference in the community world. So we'll see you
Great.
folks on November 4th, and thank you for tuning in tonight, and God bless, and stay clean and sober. Good night,
Good
everyone.
night, everyone.
Bye bye.